Imagine you invested $1,000 into one of your favorite companies. They just hit the scene and you became an instant fan of their products.
Oh, yeah.
But overnight, news broke that painted the CEO in a not so great light. And now you're waking up to discover that you lost half of what you invested. How are you feeling about that? I mean, probably not good, obviously. But the more nuanced answer to this question is your risk tolerance. It's a combination of how comfortable you are taking on risks and how much you can reasonably afford to lose without your finances and mental health being seriously affected. And guess what? There's no right or wrong answer to that question. Everyone has different risk tolerances. The important thing is that you know where you stand, and ideally, you'll want to figure this out before you start investing. That's because your risk tolerance plays a key role in helping you figure out what to buy and when to sell as you build your portfolio. Once you know how much risk you're okay taking on, you'll have a sense of who you are as an investor. This is what we in the industry call your profile. And generally speaking, there are three types. Each one is determined by two things: how much risk someone is willing and able to take on, and when they'll need to access their money. Let's check them out. Meet conservative Cleo. In about a year or so, she'll be ready to retire. Over the years, she's built a nest egg so that she can travel the world when she no longer needs to work. Because she wants to access her funds in the very near future, she has a low risk tolerance. She wants to do everything she can to keep the money she's built over the years safe from loss. Her portfolio may be mostly made up of cash and fixed income products like bonds, which are generally considered safer investments. And she might have a small amount of exposure to riskier equity products like stocks. To learn about the different characteristics of these investments and more, check out our other lessons on portfolio building blocks and how to find the right asset mix for you. Next, we have Moderate Malik. He's in his late 30s and he's looking to buy a small beachfront property in about 5 to 7 years. He wants his investments to grow at a stable rate over time. But since his goal is at least 5 years away, he feels it'd be okay if he experienced some loss, because there'd hopefully be enough time to recover from it. With the goal of steady growth over time, roughly half of Malik's portfolio may include higher risk equities like stocks, and the other half may be made up of lower risk products like cash and bonds. Now let's meet our last investor, Aggressive Andrea. And don't let that name fool you. Andrea wouldn't hurt a fly. At 26, they're a young professional with quite a bit of disposable income due to a well-paying job. Their goal is to retire by the time they're 55. Since Andrea has a lot of time until then, they're comfortable with a portfolio that's mostly made up of higher risk products. These investments can significantly swing up and down in value in the years to come, but with the potential for strong growth over the long term. When all said and done, Andrea could experience greater loss than the other investors we met today. But each one is comfortable with the choices they made because they base their decisions on their risk tolerance. Webroker can help you determine your profile. Click on the Goals tab to get started and then follow the steps. One thing to keep in mind about risk tolerance is that it can change over time. You might start out feeling like conservative Cleo, risk averse with a primary goal of preserving your money. And in a few years, your goals, lifestyle, income, and expenses may change. You may slowly become more risk tolerant and find yourself in Aggressive Andrea's company. Or maybe you'd be perfectly happy staying somewhere in the middle over there with Moderate Malik. Knowing your profile will give you a good starting point when building your portfolio. It'll help you decide which investments to buy and which strategies to apply. And depending on your profile and experience level, some strategies may be more appropriate than others. To learn more about some of them, check out our course on common investing strategies.